What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka Allfires. Now, if you haven't watched Werewolf by Night yet, you should, because it's great, and it kicks off Marvel's monster side of the universe. Unfortunately, though, the next big installment for that monster side of the universe, Blade, has had some real public setbacks in the last couple of weeks. Well, now we have a trusted industry insider shedding a little light on what's really going on, and where in the first video, I told you guys not to panic, and I thought a lot of what was being said was probably being blown out of proportion. It seems as though it was all correct and maybe even worse than we thought. We're going to break down the latest update coming from Daniel Richtman RPK on what's going on with Blade and just how bad it got, why Basim Tariq was ultimately fired instead of him choosing to walk away. We're breaking it all down, but first, if you could grab the subscribe button. We do daily Marvel content at the channel, and that's all we do. Everything from official Easter egg breakdowns, trailers, and reviews to the occasional industry insider report like we're covering today, and everything in between. So if that sort of thing's for you, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. That will automatically enter you to win our ongoing PS5 giveaway. If you want, stick around to the end of the video. We'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Okay, so to bring you up to where we are today, it was just over a week ago on September 28th when Vanity Fair confirmed that director Basim Tariq actually exited Blade a month before it was set to go in production and start filming. The original director had to say this, quote, "It's been an honor working with the wonderful folks at Marvel. We were able to put together a killer cast and crew, eager to see where the next director takes the film." Marvel's official statement was, quote, "Due to continued shifts in our production schedule, Basim is no longer moving forward as a director on Blade, but will remain an executive producer on the film. We appreciate Basim's talents in getting the film where it is today." Now, even though they painted this as a mutually amicable separation, in the days that followed, a ton of industry insiders came out of the woodwork talking about what a mess the production is. Well, the most recent update comes within the last 24 hours from trusted industry insider Daniel Richtman. He's an awesome follow on Twitter at RPK News or even on Patreon. This is what he had to say, quote, "The director of Blade, Basim Tariq, was fired because he kept asking to add stuff to the script that Mahershala Ali didn't like, and they had arguments, so he was let go of. The current script in general is terrible, and Ali is very upset about it." Now, what he's talking about, the script being terrible, it came from industry insider Steven Weintraub that it only featured two very lackluster action sequences and was only about 90 pages long, which for context, at about a page a minute would make for a very, very short Marvel movie. But you got to imagine Mahershala Ali, who originally pitched this idea to Marvel Studios now going on over 4 years ago, is set to go into filming on a movie in the next 2 months that is scheduled to come out in less than a year that now doesn't have a director and a really shitty script. Look, I know I don't curse very often at the channel, but my main gripe with Phase 4, when I've had gripes, has been the writing, and I'm actually ecstatic to hear that Mahershala Ali wasn't willing to do a project on a script that, in his opinion, was subpar. Some of the rumors around the industry has been Disney's lack of want to appropriate the type of funds you need to get the best writing and talent in the industry. What I'm saying is, if you're an established writer, your agent in Hollywood probably doesn't want to send you to Marvel Studios, according to some reports, because they're not paying the kind of money that established writers take. Basically, they're paying very little, which leads it to new writers taking these kinds of jobs. And as evidence of this, we have two guys penning the script for Fantastic Four, where if you look up their IMDb's, they have basically written nothing. So you have brand new talent both directing and writing on these movies, and that's maybe where we've led to some stumbles here, especially in the Disney Plus TV shows, because they're just figuring out how to write rather than shelling out top dollar for the best writers in the industry to make sure these stories are solid. I, again, am so happy to hear that Mahershala Ali sides with us and says, no, if you're going to even remake Blade, it's got to be better than the original Blades. Okay, granted, Blade 3, maybe not the best Marvel movie ever. Quick side note, Ryan Reynolds in that film, so how many Marvel movies has this guy been in? But also, those first two Blade films are cult classics, have amazing action sequences, and if you can't beat them, then it's going to get absolutely killed in the industry. You waited 20 years, in Mahershala Ali's words, to make a new Blade film. It's got to be good. The rumors about the discontent and what's going on with this project, though, definitely scare me, and I'm going to say it for this reason. If they lose Mahershala Ali on this project, they might as well not do it at all. And just as I mentioned in the prologue, with Werewolf by Night kicking off this monster side of the universe, Agatha Coven of Chaos, Elsa Bloodstone was a badass Jack Russell Man-Thing. I want to see this eventually end up in a Midnight Suns, but in order to do that, they need Blade. And look, I'm going to speak a little more candidly now than I normally do when reporting on this stuff, but this is just real talk. Mahershala Ali is an Academy Award winner for Best Actor. It's not like they've got Academy Award winners lining up to get into leads in this film. Mahershala Ali comes to you and says he wants to do Blade, and the best you can can do in 4 years is a shitty script, firing the director, and one off-screen cameo where he simply had a line of dialogue. Kevin Feige, Marvel Studios, they are very, very smart people, genius level even, and I've said it a million times at the channel, in Kevin Feige we trust, but it's hard to understand from the outside looking in, the way that Phase 4 has been and the type of projects they've been greenlighting, how you can do so well with something like Werewolf by Night, knock it out of the park and get a 10 out of 10 for most every Marvel viewer, but you can't figure out how to put together a good Blade film. There are so many things that I have questions about in Marvel Phase 4, but this one has moved to the top of the list. How do you let it get this far? How do you read iterations of the script leading up to going into production and no one hits the stop button like Kevin Feige and says, no, this isn't good enough? How do you not shell out more money for the scripts in the first place, knowing just how much money these movies will make, especially if they're good? And compared to how good the Infinity Saga was, the writing, and how much we cared as fans, unless they plan on doing anything like that ever again, they have to keep us invested. Basically, this is a long rant to say, Marvel, please, Disney, please, shell out the money for good writing. Hired some script writers that have done it before, and if you're wondering what's going on with the Blade script, Bo DeMayo, who not only wrote Moon Knight, but also worked on the X-Men 97 that we all haven't seen yet, replaced Stacey Osei-Kuffour as the writer on the script, and he's writing it from scratch. So Marvel Studios got to it, found a new writer, and they're rewriting the entire project. The previs, the action sequences, they're going to have to scratch all that, and it's going to be very expensive, but I think they know as well as we do, if they lose Mahershala Ali, this is sunk and a major deal. And like I said, hopefully they've now stepped up, gotten it right, and the new script will feature a lot of the things that Mahershala Ali was looking for in the script. Again, he's an Academy Award winning Best Actor, and going on to feature in a team like the Midnight Suns that they did so well with in Werewolf by Night. How they can't get this right, I have no idea, but they better. Guys, let me know all your thoughts down below in the comments, how you feel about this very public fuck up by Marvel Studios for something that has not happened too often yet. They've parted ways with directors in the past, and it's reportedly been a mess. Thor Dark World, Edgar Wright on Ant-Man, but nothing along the lines of this, and it'll be really interesting to see, eventually, hoping Mahershala Ali stays with the project, what ends up getting made and that's good enough for him, and what he says about sticking with the role going forward in the MCU whenever he addresses this publicly. Guys, I'm all ears. Let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. We're still giving away PlayStation 5s. Every 20,000 subscribers, the next milestone is 1 million, and we are headlong into it, could easily hit by month's end or next. So if you want to be entered to win, all you have to do, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. Because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of videos, the same way we're doing here. The best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on. And as always, if you liked today's video, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like button. My name's Michael Roman. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at I'mFires. You can also find me on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, iTunes under the name All Fires with original music. And while I sincerely appreciate you checking my music out, thanks for checking this channel out. Stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.